What's up, Tough Talkers? Welcome back to Tuftalk TV. I go by the name Steff, my partner here, Billy.
Yeah, I forgot.
No, stop. No,
real talk.
No, I'm not doing that. Look. Stop, bro. Stop.
Right.
3, 2, 1. What's up, Tough Talkers? Welcome back to 3, 2, 1. What's up, Tough Talkers? Welcome back to Tuftalk TV. I go by the name Steff, my partner here, Shaka. And we are just doing a debate about what is responsible and what is irresponsible as far as taking kids.
Yeah, it's a responsibility.
It's about responsibility.
To have kids and to not have kids.
You choose. You decide.
Leave them thoughts in the comments and stay tuned in for this video because this is another banger smash for your head top. And we out. I'm not using a condom.
So you wouldn't use a condom on Dochi?
No.
Knowing that you can get her pregnant?
No, I wouldn't use a condom on Dochi.
And if you get her pregnant, you okay with that?
Yeah.
Why are you dumb?
I'm not dumb. That's just me, gang.
Exactly. Why are you dumb?
No, that's not dumb, bro. That's being a man and taking responsibility for my actions. How is it dumb? To you.
Because you don't want a child.
Who said that?
But because you're allowing lust. Like I said,
you're speaking for
your
me.
Actual.
That's where you made the mistake.
Leadership.
Brother. That's where you made the mistake.
And great decisions.
That's where you made the mistake.
Brother, you're gonna allow lust.
That's where you made the mistake.
To force you to make irrational decisions.
That's where you made the mistake.
And that's what's happening. I think that's what's happening. You said to me.
You know what happens? You know what happens when you make assumptions? You make an ass out of everybody. So
you're letting your lust. You letting your lust.
No, brother. No.
Control your decision making.
No, it's not. That's not it at all.
And they gonna. And so you gonna nut inside.
You just not said I don't want a kid. That's not true. You don't like speaking for you. Speaking.
You don't want a kid.
No, that's not true. You don't know that.
You don't want no kid.
That's not true.
As of now.
That's not true.
You don't want no kid.
That's not true. You're assuming that.
You don't want a kid, bro.
That's not true, bro.
How can I assume if I know?
Nigga said I know. You do not know. Gang,
I know. This is facts.
That's not true.
How do you know?
Because I know. Because I'm me. That's how I know.
So because you're you, I don't know.
Yes.
So I have to be you to know.
Yeah, or you have to have a conversation with me, you understand?
I already did. And you already told me
I never said that. Never said that. Never said that. What I said was in the next 2 years for sure. Before I'm 30 for sure. How old am I? 26. So would I have a kid or whatever? Yeah.
Why?
Because that's what I want.
Why?
Why don't you want a kid?
Why do you want a kid?
Why don't you want a kid?
No, why do you want a kid?
Because that's something that I want for myself. Why not?
Why?
Because I want it. Do you not want that?
So with having a kid, right? Mm-hmm. Do you feel like you're prepared for that?
Yes.
How?
Because I am.
How?
Because I'm me.
How?
Because I'm Deshaun Chapfield.
What the fuck does that mean?
That means that I'm prepared.
Your name don't mean nothing.
No, my name means everything. My name means everything.
What does that mean, nigga? What do you mean?
That means that.
How are you ready? How are you prepared? How?
Stephon Billy Bob Thompson.
Watch your fucking mouth with this camera on, nigga. Watch your mouth.
It's not recorded, is it? Oh, it is. Okay, good job. Good job. I like this, you know what I'm saying? But anywho, like I said, when it comes to like, you feel me? Having a kid and me prepared for it, I believe that I am. Because, like I said, stability is a mindset thing. There are a lot of people, whatever, who are not stable mindset-wise, and they end up effing up their kid because they don't have a mental stability. Me personally, one thing that I can say that I do lack in terms of raising a child is somewhat patience. You feel me? That's it. You feel me? But everything else or whatever, I'm well prepared for. And in that situation, that would be a woman who is well off, able to take care of herself and stuff like that. I would just have to talk to her. But if you ask me if I fuck Dochi or whatever, will I use a condom? No. You know what I'm saying? Bitches do it all the time. Bitches do it all the time. And that's what I'm saying.
That don't mean you should do it.
I'm going to do it. You know why?
Because you're horny. That's why. There's nothing else.
That's not true. Hold on. Yo. Hello.
Yeah.
What's up?
I'm going to be outside in 2 seconds.
Alright, give me a second. Alright.
It's because you're horny, nigga.
That's not true. Dolce or whatever.
She's a baddie.
Hold on, time out. I'm a man, number one.
Are you?
First and foremost, I'm a man.
You think you a man?
So no, you know that I'm a man. I'm a man. You understand? So first of all, when it comes to my decision making, that's something that I understand that I have a covenant with the Most High about. I don't want to talk about it too much in terms of preparing this, but I'm just saying loudly and clearly that yes, my own kid, not somebody else.
So you can provide for the child.
Yes.
And the mother of your child.
Yes.
Really?
Yes. Yes.
Sky, man, this is a fucking this dude right here. You just never know what you're gonna get, man. Very unpredictable.
He asked me a question.
They heard it. I've been recording it. I've been recording since the Dochi. I've been recording it since you said that Dochi shit.
But look, you understand what I'm saying?
They heard you.
Like I said,
you gotta stop.
Within the next 2 years, that's
stop
my
it.
goal. No, you stop again.
No, you stop.
But I want to know the next 2 years. That's my goal. I want to have a kid. I'm not saying like that's something I'm like super yearning for, but that is a goal of mine. So in the sense of like, let me not say it's a goal, but something something or whatever that I that's a long term idea that I have for myself that I want. That's what I. So
you saying in 2 years you want to have a kid?
No, in 2 years I'm gonna have a kid probably.
So when you're 30, you gonna have a kid?
No, I said within 2 years. Within 2 years.
All right, within 2 years you're gonna have a kid.
Yes.
So you already got the woman that you're gonna have a kid with.
Stephon, it doesn't matter.
No, it does fucking matter.
No, it does not, bro.
How does it? What do you mean that it doesn't matter?
To each their own, bro. Like I said, you can meet somebody or whatever, and in 6 months,
stop.
Yes, you can. And in 6 months or whatever, valid.
Stop.
Like I said, to each their own.
Stop the cap, brother.
To each their own.
Why would you? Here's my Billy. Why would Billy? Yo, Billy.
Yo, that's
no funny shit.
We should do a segment called
No funny shit, bro.
No cap.
No funny shit. I want to know. Like, Billy, deadass, bro. Really listen to me, bro.
Yes.
Why are you rushing to have a kid?
How am I rushing?
Because you saying within 2 years. I'm asking you, so you got the woman. You like, hey, man, does it matter? What do you mean, nigga? It don't matter. You got to know the woman to have this kid with, Bill. All right, Bill?
You said I know the woman that I have.
Yes, the fuck you do, nigga.
Right now, I'm dating and I have multiple options.
Huh?
Right now, I'm dating and I have multiple options.
So give me the options right now.
Don't worry. I'm not going to do that on camera. That's none of nobody's business.
Nigga, it gets cut out.
This is none of nobody's business.
We're talking. It'll get cut out, bro.
My options are my options, but you don't know them. But anywho, like I said, these are women that I have.
So you said how many then? If you don't want to say the names of them, how many?
2.
Okay.
For sure. But anyway.
No, we're not going to speed past it. And you have been talking with these women?
Yes.
For how long?
One for a year, the other one for about, we going on 5-6 months.
And
all of this is getting cut out.
Of course.
No, all of the whole woman. That's what. But anywho, yeah, go ahead.
And so, you think, based off
Billy,
let me finish.
Billy,
let me land.
Yes.
You think, based off of conversations you had with one for 6 months and one for 1 year, you're guaranteeing that within these 2 years you're gonna have a kid with
I didn't say I guarantee. I said this is an idea that I have for myself. So it's something that I don't mind going forward with and doing. So what that means is that with those women, I'm not using protection, and they understand that.
So you're not using protection because you want a kid, or you're not using protection because you just want to be brain daddy?
No,
you have to pick one, nigga. It's one of the two.
To each their own, my bro.
No, nigga.
To you at the state that you're in your life, to you that you consider that a brain dead. And understandably so. But for me or whatever and where I'm at with it, it's not brain dead. Because to me, brain dead, for me, is having a kid after you're 30, 35, 36, 37. To me, that's brain dead.
I say it's brain dead because you're having unprotected sex without a care if the woman gets pregnant or not.
Stop it. Like I said,
that's what you just.
I'm not 21 years old.
I don't care what age you are.
I'm not 18. I'm not 17. I'm not 16.
You can be grown and stupid.
So niggas,
You could be grown and still make
that's a
dumb
fact.
mistakes.
But at the end of the day, if it's a conscious decision that I'm making, it's not a mistake. A kid or whatever that you're consciously choosing to create is not a mistake.
That's not a mistake. I didn't say that. I said, which one are you doing though? I asked you which one.
I told you.
Which one are you doing?
What you say?
Are you having sex with these women unprotectedly to intentionally have kids, or you just having unprotected sex because you're like, oh well, it doesn't matter if I have a kid or not, I'm gonna take care of it.
Both things can be true.
No, you need to pick one, nigga. You need to pick one because one makes you. No, one makes you.
Stuff.
I'm telling you, Billy. One makes you a fucking clown, my nigga.
It does not.
It does. I'm telling you. I'm gonna tell you why.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
First of all, I'm choosing specifically to only 2 women that I'm having unprotected sex with. I'm not having unprotected sex outside of those women. You know why? Because I don't want children with other women. The 2 women that I have or whatever on my line and shit like that, moving like that, are women that, okay, I see a future with them and I would not mind having a kid with them. Because my intention in general, it's an intention of mine, a short-term, long-term goal to have a kid in these next 2 years. So these 2 women that I'm choosing for myself are women that I say, okay, this can happen with either one of them and I'll be fine with it.
But you are potentially choosing to have a dysfunctional family.
That's to you.
How?
To me, that's not dysfunctional.
I'm in a broken home because...
It's not broken because...
I'm going to tell you why.
Go ahead.
Because you really technically don't have no true intentions of staying with this woman.
You don't know that.
You telling me.
I never said that. See,
that's what you just said.
No, I never said. When did I say that? When did I say that?
Because...
What did I say?
Because you're having unprotected sex with this woman, not caring or not if the baby happens or it does happen. But if it do happen, you're going to take care of it. But also on the flip side, if the relationship doesn't last, that will be because of your fault because you haven't invested enough time. Hold on, you haven't invested enough time into this woman.
That is to you
to guarantee or confirm. That between the two of you, that you guys are gonna have a long-term relationship because you only spoke. You said you only spoken to this.
First of all, men know and women have said this as well. A man knows whether or not that this a person that they're dealing with is a potential long-term situation, a potential lifelong situation, within the first 6 months.
Okay.
After 6 months, you know. If you don't know, then that's not it.
Okay.
If you don't know within 6 months, that's not it, or you're not ready in general. So you need to stop dating. Hold on, you need to stop dating intentionally. Period, because you're not ready. Because you don't have the qualifications, or if you don't know within 6 months, well, that person is not the one.
I call cap because here's my thing.
I say 6 months to a year. Pardon me.
You need at least, for me, I say this: if you're talking to a woman and you guys have a conversation to be exclusive, I think from there on, I give it 3 years until you can mark.
Hell no. 3 years is crazy. If you don't...
Hold on, I'm sorry. Let me rephrase that. 1 to 2 years.
Hold on, wait. Hold on. I think we talked to the conversations. We're having 2 different conversations. You're saying that it takes 1 or 2 years to whether or not 2-3 years to know whether or not you're gonna propose. That's what you're saying?
No, I'm saying once you guys become exclusive, like me and you, we're gonna be exclusive to each other. From 1 to 2 years is when you're gonna say, alright, this is who I'm gonna be with and or marry and have a kid with.
Right.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, for me, that's 6 months to a year.
Oh, okay.
A man can know in 6 months to a year. You feel what I'm saying?
And you know what? And I apologize for saying
that's
cap.
What I'm saying.
I'm not gonna say it's cap because every man is different.
But let me tell you something, right? Because after 1 year, if you don't know, because when you talk about dating intentionally, we're not talking about just fucking around.
That's what I'm saying.
Is something totally
that's different. Yeah, we're talking about dating intentionally.
If you're talking about dating intentionally or whatever, after 6 months, if you guys have been locked in, you should know, is she a contender for marriage or not?
Yeah, right.
That's a fact.
That's a fact.
You should at least have an idea. If you are in a relationship with a woman for 5 years and you don't know, or you're not willing to prepare to get married, you're wasting her time and your time. Because after like 4 or 5 years, you should be thinking about marriage now. Because at that point you're just fucking around. You're just you're pretending to be married after the 5-year mark without the actual title, and stop. Because honestly, be real with yourself. Name a couple that you know that's been dating for 5 years that don't live together. Because after like 2 years, y'all gonna be basically moved. Less than that,
it's realistically. Couples that don't
hold on, less than that realistically, but there's not a lot of couples that are grown, not like in teenage.
Right. I was gonna say everything. Some certain circumstances are different.
If y'all are in America, in New York City, if y'all are grown in whatever, if you live in a city in progressive area, 9 times out of 10, if y'all are grown after 2-3 years, she's at your crib every day, you're at her crib every single day. Y'all are practically living together. Now, so if you're practically living together with someone without marriage, you're already fucking up and creating a broken situation because you're putting yourself in a position to have a kid with her in general because you're gonna be fucking her raw after like after 6 months, you're gonna be fucking her off for real.
No, but see, you can't say that. You can't say that.
No, I'm just saying. Yeah, but it's for me. But after a year or whatever or whatnot, or 2 years, you're gonna be fucking her off, bro. 9 times out of 10, unless both of y'all agree that y'all don't want kids or whatever. But if both of y'all are dating intentionally and want to have kids in the future, and y'all really in love with each other, all this stuff, it's gonna be the temptation to fuck raw. So regardless how you view it, my way or his way, you're fucking around. You're creating a situation that could potentially turn into a broken home situation. Because how many marriages exist in today's age that we see, that you see as a viewer, that's going the proper way according to what you're saying? Because if you're talking about the proper way according to how you're doing it, then moving in before marriage is also some brain dead shit.
I never said moving.
I'm not saying you.
Hold on. Let me clear this up. I don't want niggas moving in with anybody until you not even after y'all get into an exclusive relationship, you move in when you get married.
Yeah, I agree.
Like all that moving in shit, shacking up shit is for the fucking birds. Any niggas is doing that. Any nigga that's shacking up with any woman that's just a girl or just a girl that they just been fucking for a long time, you're a fucking idiot. Alright? You're a dumbass. You're a fucking idiot.
Let me ask you a question.
Tell you something. The niggas
he's saying this, right? I hear it, but I'm asking a question.
Go ahead.
I remember we was in the car.
Please ask me. Nigga.
We was in the car with your pops.
Please, nigga, ask me. Yeah, ask me.
We was in the car with his pops, and this guy right here.
Who? Nigga, say my name.
Billy.
Alright, Billy.
So
what you talking about? Yeah.
So look.
Talk your shit.
We was in the car with Billy Pops and all of this stuff, right? Long story short, I told him, yo, bro, I want to move to Atlanta. That's my goal. I want to move to Georgia, down south somewhere. He religiously said to me all through phone conversations before this day, nigga, are you dumb? I've lived in New York my whole life. Is you crazy? I'm never leaving New York. Him and his pops were both saying it to me in the car. And then he said to me, well, I'm not going to lie. Miko has been talking about cutting out names. Yeah. So-and-so has been talking about moving down south. And I'm not going to lie. I wouldn't be opposed to moving them down south.
Wait, hold on.
Because I said to you, we should all investigate in the crib. This is like 2018, 2019. I said all the bros.
I remember that.
You said no, I'm not doing it with no niggas. I'm doing it with my girl. Me and her's moving in together. I'm doing that with her.
Right. That's true, and I was planning. Hold on, brother.
Go ahead.
And I was planning on marrying.
Get in the frame.
You're my dick. I ain't gonna lie. And I was playing. I was playing. Hold on.
Me out, but go ahead.
Hold on, nigga.
You called me out.
I was planning on marrying her, nigga. And
I didn't know that.
Yeah, nigga, that's what caused the fucking breakup.
Assumption. Wait. Come on, flag on the play.
That's what caused the breakup, nigga.
What you mean?
When I told her I was gonna do that within 3 years of the relationship, after it hit the 9-year mark, that's what caused her to get scared and nervous to say, no, I don't want to do this. Let's go on a break.
She didn't want to get married, or she was impatient.
She didn't want to get. No, she wanted to do it, but she said that she wanted us to explore different options, and she felt like had we not done that, we wouldn't really know. We don't know what we really want. Anyway, besides the point, I don't believe in none of that shacking up shit. I don't do none of that. Now, let me tell you something. If it was a girl and so this is where I'm at now. Fuck all that shit.
My mother may be outside.
Yeah, she still is outside. Let's go. Yo, we're gonna pause. Anyway, I was just saying I don't believe in the shacking up. Moving the frame. I don't believe in the shacking up thing. Listen, this is where I'm at now, okay? Any woman that I'm messing with, I don't care what it is. You not staying at my crib, regardless. Get out. Alright? Now you, on the other hand, all this kid stuff, that's great. But I just want to make sure that you are actually absolutely sure.
Lock me out, son?
No, I don't know.
No, we can.
I just closed it. I don't know.
Yeah, you just.
Hennessy move.
Maybe Hennessy did it. I don't know.
Now you're reaching. Now you're reaching.
I've reached.
For a year.
But yeah, like what was I just saying? Oh yeah. If like with you with that, like the reason why I'm saying that is because listen, I just don't want you making any harsh decisions. You know what I'm saying? I don't want you making the mistake because that shit is 18 years.
My brother.
You feel me? And I think, and listen, I'm just saying to you, as my brother, as my.
Why does she look dark?
That's just you.
Alright.
Like uncle to son, like father to father.
Go ahead.
Father to father. You know what I'm saying? Friend to foe. I'm saying to you, take your time with that. That's not just no easy, just regular decision that you just make because, you know what I'm saying? Because you're feeling good and, I think I want to do this because of time or the year. Like, do it at the right time. You got to make sure you are prepared on all aspects.
Like when it comes to having your first kid or whatever, one thing that I learned is that there is no right time in the sense of, of course you right time in terms of like financially, but in terms of mentally, there is no right time because at the end of the day, nobody knows 9 times out of 10 what they're doing when they're first. You feel what I'm saying to you? So it's always a learning curve that everybody has to experience and go through. And hopefully the people who do have kids for the first time that's out there watching, hopefully you have a dope support system. That's the key. That's really one of the big keys. Because no matter how prepared you are mentally, physically, spiritually, it's about having a good support system.
That's a fact.
Because we all have moments of self-doubt. We all have moments of weakness or whatnot, lack of patience. And you feel what I'm saying? Or moments of weakness to where we can't find the strength to continue or whatever when we're going through certain things. Because life hits sometimes, you feel me? But at the end of the day or whatever, you got to find the strength. Make sure you have a dope support system behind you, brothers. You feel me? God willing, if your parents are still in your life. You feel what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. Like for me, people want to think about this and this, and I'm thinking about in the sense of and I'm not saying that, I need a kid or I'm thirsting for one. That's not.
Yeah, that's what I thought you were saying. I thought that's what you were saying. You was needing, like you fiending for it.
No,
you wanted, you needed to change your life. You needed it for motivation.
But if it does happen, I would rather it happen now than later.
Why?
Because I don't want to be an old parent.
That's it.
Also, too, that's a huge reason, bro. And as you get older, the less energy you have. The more age gap between you and your kid, the less you'll be able to understand them 9 times out of 10. That's true. That's facts.
That's facts.
You feel what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying to you? I think that's it though. You're not gonna be old enough to what?
That's a hell of
You're never gonna be old enough to be around.
That's a hell of a good reason. You know why?
I guess.
Because the younger you had, like say we're getting married earlier. The sooner you meet your soulmate, the more time you have with them. The earlier you have your kids in life, God willing, let you take care of yourself, and nothing tragic happens, the more time you have with them. The more time that your parents have with them. You don't think about yourself. You understand? That's the Virgo selfish thing.
I'm thinking
about myself and my kid. I'm thinking about my potential kid. I'm thinking about my mother. You understand what I'm saying? How long she's gonna have with my kid when she gets older. It's a lot more things that plays into other than what you got going on.
I think you know what it is? I think you're a little selfless. I think you need to be more selfish.
No, I'm being selfish as well because I don't think so. Because I do not want to be an old parent. So
nigga, what would be old?
If I didn't care, bro, or whatever, then I wouldn't do it. But that's the biggest probably reason.
That shit is great.
I don't want to do it. Now, I know for sure that I want to have it. Like, eventually I want to have a kid. But because I want to have a kid, when do I want to have it? I don't want to have it when I'm 35, 38, 39, 40.
What's
at all.
That?
Because I don't want to be an old parent.
How? You're still going to be old, nigga, regardless.
Yeah, but an old parent is crazy. You know why? My mother, praise the Lord, is 50 years old. I have a lot more time with her. The older your parents are, the less time You understand what I'm saying? You have, you know, I experienced the harsh truth. The harsh reality of it. I experienced it with my grandfather and my grandmother, because my grandmother is 90-something years old. I'm 28. My grandmother should be in her 70s or like 60s or 80s or something like that. You feel me? But because my grandparents had my mom late, my mother or whatever had less time with her parents. She had a good amount of time, but I'm saying that she should have probably had them for maybe about 15 more years or something like that. And I have less time with my grandparents. And for my father's grandparents are gone, so I have one grandparent left. You feel what I'm saying to you? So it's like the most, that also goes apart along with the support system. Your parents want to meet your kids. Your grandparents want to meet your kids. The later you have your kids, the later the appreciation thing might be lesser depending on what you are. For me, in my situation, I want my mother to be here with me and my kids, and I want us to all be together for the longest amount of time.
I listen. I only respect that.
Cause that's
for me. I don't.
Yeah,
no, I don't, bro. Like,
but that's what I'm saying. That person that I am.
Yeah, no, and that's what I said. I respect that.
I prioritize. I'm very big on family. You feel what I'm saying to you? Very big on that.
I'm big on family too. Family too.
But it be in different ways. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I'm an older brother. You're like the youngest brother. So we have two different ways of thinking when it comes to our family dynamic. I'm more of like, and even Miss Rainbow, not no serious. Remember we was in school or whatever, we had a conversation with Francis. She's like, yo, if I had to guess, I would think that Deshaun is the oldest, Jonathan is the middle child, or you the youngest. Yeah. But it's actually the opposite way around. But that's because of how we grew up. Jonathan grew up being the only kid or whatever. You grew up being the youngest, so you have a younger sibling mindset, mentality. I grew up being the oldest, so I have an older sibling mind. And it's not an insult at all.
No.
But it's a difference to being the youngest sibling and the older one. That's in terms of mentality. Because when you're an older sibling, you have a lot more to think about. You feel what I'm saying?
That's
in terms of responsibility. If you're a responsible older sibling, it's a difference the way we think. Like y'all usually get like the parents at the fun time. Like the last kid is always the one who gets the parents. Like they experience, they know what they're doing. They had 2-3 kids already, so they know how to. They've been through the ropes, so they're not making as many mistakes with you as they did with your older brothers and them. Also, too, you don't have the responsibility of looking. You wasn't never told, yo, watch out for probably your sister, probably.
No.
But you never was told, watch out for your younger brother. Yo, you supposed to be your brother's keeper. Make sure your brother.
No.
You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure Rob was told that.
Rob and
you know what I'm saying?
So being the oldest brother, like, what you saying? Him having that to this day, he started this conversation with me about like, bro, like, you know, I gotta take up like, you know, dad's position, you know, cause he getting old when he transition and shit. I'm like, nigga, you talking to you. It ain't that deep. He like, nah. He like, no, it is. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, from his perspective as an older, the first son,
you become the patriarch.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, nah, I gotta do this. Like, he gotta have this shit on his back. I'm looking at this nigga like, nigga, please. I'm not doing none of that, but I get it though.
Your father, think about it. You probably don't understand or think about all the things that your father does or whatever to keep the family together. Because you never had to fill that position or that role yet. For example, like family cookouts or whatever, or even just you don't understand because you never missed it. I missed it. Having a masculine presence around and knowing what that means. My grandfather was a masculine presence that I had once you know my cousin downstairs. Once her pops passed away, it became a free for all in my grandmother's household. Oh. People started taking advantage. They started doing things that they normally would not have done. For example. No, I'm just saying to you, when you have a man in the house, you don't understand because imagine how your sister would act or whatever if your pops wasn't around.
Okay.
She would have more carbon.
Yeah, we get it.
You know what I'm saying? No. It's not. It's in general because even if you had an older brother who was wild or reckless or whatever, or was doing weird shit, they have more carte blanche when there's not another masculine presence around.
Right.
So in a household where there's only women and no men, there's lack of structure and lack of order.
Right.
So your brother is not wrong. Also, too, there's certain people in families when it comes to women as well, because women can fulfill this role as well. A woman sometimes, if they pass away in your family or whatever, my auntie Betty was like this. My Uncle David was like this. My grandmother's like this. Some people are the glue for your family that keeps the family together. When certain people die in your family, it can take a toll, meaning people become more spread out. They're less connected, things of that nature. So everybody plays a role. You know what I'm saying? So it's about responsibility, maturity and upholding the values the people that came before you stood on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So your brother is totally not wrong.
Right. I didn't say, yeah. I wasn't saying that he's wrong. I had to understand where he was coming from.
Yeah.
From an older brother perspective. Now, after you've done broke down all of that, I didn't even know that that's how you felt about having a kid and all that shit. I mean, hold on. Let me say this. I know that you, out of the group, would be the first one to have one, cause like you always. It was not. That was not gonna happen. That was impossible.
Go ahead. All right.
I'm here to tell you. I'm here to tell you that it was, you didn't know. All y'all knew it was that was not happening. Like, I'm not with none of that.
Yeah.
Like, unless I want to do it. It ain't even about it.
I might not, like, I'm saying all this hot shit, but I might not even, you feel me? You never know. I'm just saying that's my ideal situation. I know for me, I have a cutoff age. After I reach a certain age, I'm not having no kids. You know what I'm saying?
Oh.
That's what I mean. So I want to have, yeah, that's. Because I wouldn't want to be an old parent. That's like a...
What's your cutoff age?
My cutoff age would probably be like realist, like 35, 36.
Wow, that's crazy.
Because...
me personally, I don't really care. And also, first of all, listen, if I have a kid, I'm just keeping it being.
Go ahead.
We on this earth for a limited amount of time.
Mm-hmm.
So you make the best of what you can make.
Exactly. So if you're saying that, don't my fault, brother.
Me, huh?
But hold on, sorry, because this is very important. I'm so sorry, bro. When you talked about structure, right? And you just talked about doing things the right way, right?
Did I say that?
No, when you talked about broken homes, you were saying Shaka.
Oh yeah, I was being a hypocrite. Though. I ain't gonna lie.
Okay, but look, right? Because look now, if you have a kid at 45 or 55 or 60, and your kid, you die before your kid graduates high school, God forbid, right? You just created a broken home. Because you decided to do some irresponsible shit.
That wasn't irresponsible. That's life.
That's irresponsible.
Because you can't control time, nigga.
Yes, you can. You can control your time. You could have not had a kid because now that kid has to go through a whole long ass.
You know, there's parents who have kids at a young age and die at a young age.
Right, but if you can control it, you have to control what you can control. Why would you have a kid at 60 or 50? That's like bro. You never see nobody because people will look at you.
You know there's parents who have kids at 18 and 20 and they fucking die, right?
But that's out of one's control. But if you can control it, you're talking about what you can control.
No, I'm even talking about the people that can't control it, who have sicknesses and shit like that.
Yeah, why would you have a kid at 50? It's irresponsible.
It's not.
Yes, it is. The same way how having kids young is irresponsible, having kids old as fuck is irresponsible, bro. It's irresponsible. Because when your kid turns... Because think about it. Your kid has 18 years with you, right? Now you're 85, 90, and you about to die. Now he has to go through 40 more years of life without his parents.
Nigga, he gonna go without me regardless.
Nah.
Or she.
There are people or whatever who live until they're 70 and their parents is 90.
I know.
So they that's a blessing.
It is a blessing. I'm just saying.
So you want to do the best you can to provide your kid with as many blessings as possible.
That's a fact.
So it would be irresponsible in creating a broken home.
It's not irresponsible. Yes, first of all, there's nothing irresponsible about that. I'm taking care of you. I'm going to invest.
You could die when he's 5.
Sure.
And you had a kid and created a broken. Now he got to go through his whole life without a kid, without a father.
Hey, what do you want me to do about it?
Irresponsible.
Yo, you're fucking irresponsible. How about that?
I'm just saying.
You're irresponsible. I'm not. Here's my thing though. Look, with the broken home thing. Listen, bro.
Yeah.
Rather have a kid now, 30, 35, 40. Nigga, I don't care, bro. What are you talking? He gonna
be Robert De Niro and have a kid when he fucking 70 and shit.
Nah.
Fucking out of your mind.
This is the thing. Like where I'm at right now, I don't want no kids. Fuck them kids. That's where I'm at. I don't care about none of them niggas.
I ain't mad at you.
When I decide to have them. When I decide to have them, when I decide to have those kids, congratulations. You should be happy. Stop. This is what I'm gonna tell them. You should be happy that I decided to have you, nigga. Remember,
me and
I
my
gave
wife-
you life. Stop. I gave you life.
He gonna be pissed at you, son.
I don't care what he feels. It's not about him.
I know a kid that I went to middle school with that went through that, and they older sister had to raise them.
Yeah,
The sister was like 30, 40.
Well, I'm just saying.
And they was in middle school.
I'm just saying, bro. My thing is this. I don't care what age I have the kids. I'm gonna take care of them. I'm gonna provide for them. I'm gonna instill law. I said laws. I'm gonna instill morality into them.
Laws too.
Maybe some laws as well. And they're gonna keep it pushing. You know what I'm saying? When I pass or when the mother of the child pass, they're gonna be equipped to know. Listen, mommy and daddy ain't always gonna be here. Alright, this ain't no fucking fairy tale. Alright, I ain't gonna always be here.
Right.
So you gotta get up. You gotta
5-year-old.
5-year-old. Yeah, even if it's
even
if it's 12.
You can tell them that, but 18-year-old me look like, yo, fuck you, dad.
Yeah. Well, listen, buddy, Billy. Listen, Billy.
Yo,
Fuck me, but I fucked your mother to get you here.
Yo, no
Then
funny shit. No funny shit. Fuck Shaka. Exit Shaka into Billy. That's my new name on here. It's Billy.
Stop.
It's Billy.
That's getting cut out.
Exit Shaka.
That's never getting cut out.
Into Billy.
Stop it, brother.
Go ahead.
Look, but I'm just saying, like, Billy want to say what he said, but I don't believe what Billy's talking about. Hey, look. Yo, this is my thing, bro.
Call me Billy Swervo, you heard?
No.
It's Billy Swervo.
So here's my thing though. Even when I decide to have a kid, that don't mean the girl I'm gonna be with I'm gonna be married to her. I might be in a predicament where I say, you know, I just feel like having a kid right now, and the woman that I choose, I've already evaluated everything with her, and that she can be a great mother, and that will be it. I won't even be with her. And yes, I've created a broken home. I've predetermined a broken home. And that's fine with me. I'm fine with all that. I'm fine with it all. No, I'm not with all that.
Niggas said I'm fine with creating a broken home.
Yeah, I'm fine with
then
that.
Don't tell me about. You understand?
No, right. That's why I said I'm a hypocrite. I had to throw that in there. I'm being a hypocrite.
Go ahead.
I'm being a hypocrite. I just don't want him to have that. Like, this is me being selfish. I don't want him having it now until our shit is up. Because I don't want the nigga hindering our shit. That's really what it is.
That's really what it is.
And if you really want me to tell the truth, that's really what it is. I don't want you having nothing until this shit is up and moving. Because I don't want to hear about I don't want to hear about you talking about yeah, I gotta take a kid. Oh, I gotta do this. I don't want to hear none of that shit. I want you to be fully focused on put your heart and soul and foot in it, 1,000%. I don't want to hear that shit about I gotta go take in a kid. I want to hear none of that.
Like me. Now you sound like me.
That's how I am. But when I was holding back in the beginning, I didn't want to tell the truth. But I said, fuck it, now I'm gonna tell the truth.
I respect
That's
that.
what it is.
What I thought you was going to say was, until we get our shit off, like, with these females out here.
No.
We got some more hoeing to do.
No. No, if you want to decide to be with one woman, I'm all with that. I'm not telling niggas to be a hoe and all that shit. I just want us to be good, like, you feel me? So I'm saying, like, put our whole focus into that before we do that, because that's a lie. Like, it's a distraction. I'm sorry.
So what should we call this episode, man? Responsibility. To have kids or not to have kids, and shit like that.
Oh, let's do the intro real quick. 3, 2, 1.